And then I know some of you are just getting in. So I just want to reiterate just quickly that if there's anything you can't do, that you're just not able to do at this time, it's okay. Let it go. Just do what you can, and then it will eventually open up and allow you to do more. But I think the diligency, right, of staying on the practice, staying in the practice and continuing to help your healing process is really key. You know, just making sure you're putting that time and that effort in, and meeting yourself where you are. That sometimes is very difficult because we tend to get caught up in this is where I should be, and then we get frustrated and then we push too hard. So just be okay with where you are right now and knowing that it will change. Okay, I don't know what happened here. Okay, so we'll start seated. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat, whether that's in a chair or on a bolster or on a cushion or a blanket or two. And by the way, if you have a strap or something like a strap, that will be good for today's practice. And blocks are always great to have handy, or if you don't have these tools, you could use, you know, big books or things that will emulate a block. I don't even know, do we have books anymore? I know I do. Big thick books will be great if you don't have a block. And even like a firm cushion would be good. If you don't have a strap, using a towel, a large towel, or even like a belt would work. Okay, and then just get comfortable in your seat and close down your eyes just for a few moments. Yeah, let yourself arrive. You know, you might just be rolling out of bed and coming to your practice this morning. So you could even do this practice in your pajamas. And I know some of you are not in our time zone, so that would be crazy if you were still in your jammies, right? But actually, it's okay to be in your jammies. Take a day and just be in your jammies. Do you ever do that? Have you ever done that? Yeah, just the whole day and just not even change your clothes. Just be okay with that. Sometimes we need that downtime. All right. I say that because that was pretty much me yesterday for a good portion of the day. I just took a little break from everything. And it really does, it serves you well when you can give yourself that permission to do that. All right, so sitting nice and tall wherever you are, relaxing the shoulders and your eyes. And the first thing we want to do is really connect to our breath pattern. We use the breath to help out our body, and we use the body to kind of help out our breath. So the mind and the body, that kind of is that link, that connection. So let's just see and notice how you're breathing right now in this moment. Notice if you have a clear passage in your nostrils, the right and left, or if there's one that's blocked. And don't judge it. It's okay. It is what it is. You're just observing. Now with this awareness, draw in a little longer inhale through the nose, maybe to the count of 4. And then pause with that breath in for maybe the count of 4, if you can. And then exhaling through the nose for the count of 4. Hold the breath out for the count of 4. And then repeat that for about 1 minute. If you can't quite extend to 4, it doesn't feel comfortable, just do 3. If you can do more than 4, do 5. But just create a nice steady cadence with your breath. This is called Sama Pranayama, or sometimes we call it block breathing. Sama means balanced. Pranayama is exercising with the breath control. you start your practice with a breath practice, it helps to calm down the mind and it connects you more into your body. So just about 30 more seconds here. If you're comfortable, bring the hands to get together at the heart center. And this is just a symbolism of respect for each other, respect for yourself, for the body that you're going to take great care of this morning. And also, it helps, it kind of symbolizes bringing the awareness from all of the chatter in the brain and in the mind. And it brings it right back into the heart so that you have less thinking throughout your practice today. No judgment, no criticizing, just exploring and observing and taking great care. Good. Namaste to everyone, and I want to thank you all for being here this morning. It's always a pleasure and an honor to guide you all through your practices and on your healing journeys. Okay, and then just placing the hands right on top of your thighs, your knees, wherever's comfortable. Soften your elbows and start to roll the shoulders up and back and down. So just take a few of these shoulder shrugs, up, back, and down. And think of this as just a really lovely prayer for your body. That's such a beautiful way to look at your yoga practice. It's prayer for your body. Traveling through each body part with love, with care. Let's do one more big circle, rolling back, and then we're just gonna reverse it. Bring the shoulders up and roll them forward, down, and around. So just taking a few of these on your own with your breath. Inhaling halfway around, and exhale the other half. And one more. Good. And then let's move into the neck here. So I like to use this reference as the nose being the center of your clock. So just placing your nose right in the center, and you're just gonna draw a line. You're gonna roll around the clock. 12 to 1 to 2 to 3, and just let the nose follow all the way around the clock. And this could be a very, very small little clock. Or if you feel like you have a little more range, you can make this a bigger clock. Looking all the way over to the right, down towards the chest, over to the left, all the way up towards the ceiling, and then back around again. So find your range that feels comfortable for you. And just continue to go slowly, breathe deeply. Just noticing all the little nuances in the neck, maybe some creakiness. Hi, Shyla. It's not playtime. Okay, and then let's reverse that circle, go the other way around. So I guess if I had to label this as a quality, there'd be a stickiness sometimes in the neck area. Shyla always thinks it's playtime. Come here. Come here. Come on. Good. Go 2 more circles. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Why don't you lay down and relax? And then come back to the center, just pause and breathe. Notice any sensations that arise in your neck. And then take your right ear to the right shoulder. And then if it feels comfortable, stretch your left fingertips right alongside the floor, right next to your hip there. And then listen here carefully, keeping your ear towards the shoulder. Just now turn your chin towards the shoulder. And take a deep, full breath there. And then lifting the head back up, take a moment, bring that left hand right back on your thigh. That could be stronger than you think, right? And then drop your left ear, left shoulder, and stretch, if it's comfortable, stretch your left fingertips, or right fingertips right alongside the floor. And then if it feels okay for you, turn your chin towards your left shoulder. And I will do my best to mirror you always, so if you get confused, you can always just take a look at me. And hopefully that will clear it up. Let's take one more breath here. And then coming back up through center, place the hands back on top of your thighs. Pause and breathe. Notice what you feel. And then on the inhale, you're gonna look over to the right and try not to let your left shoulder follow. Okay, this is only about the neck. And then as you exhale, look all the way over to the left without letting your right shoulder follow. And then we're gonna continue this. Inhale to one side. And exhale to the other. And keep that going on your own. And it is important, you all, I want to make sure I point this out, that the ears are stacked over the shoulders, that you're not pitching your head forward. Sometimes we often get in that negative pattern, that negative posture. So just be sure that you have a nice long spine and everything is stacked. Just take this a few more rounds. Noticing the range or lack of range that you might be experiencing. Over time, that will get better. It's good. One more time, nice and slow and easy. And then coming all the way back to center. Now when we deal with the shoulders are a pretty complex structure and there's a lot going on. The neck has a lot to do with it, and so do other parts of the back and the side body and the chest, and it all has to do with the shoulders. So we're gonna move through flexion and extension of the neck, and don't be surprised if you feel a lot of sensation going down the back, down into the shoulders. Okay, so on your next inhale, look up and as far back that's comfortable for you. So don't go far, don't force it if it feels like it kind of hurts. And then as you exhale, bring your chin down towards the throat and squeeze gently into the throat. You're also stimulating the thyroid glands as well. Inhale as you look up. And exhale as you squeeze down. And keep that going with your own pace, your own breath. And paying attention to what you're feeling. One more round. And then finding that neutral neck, neutral spine. Let's take our legs out wide. I know you've been there for a while. So if you're in a chair, you could find a seat if you'd like, and then just stretch your legs out I like to sit up on a block or a blanket or two. That way you're not slouchy here. You want to sit as tall as you can. We're always looking at the stacking principle. Ears, shoulders over the pelvis. Flex your feet, firm your legs like you're standing on them. And then either keep your hands back behind you and lift up your chest. This might be a lot of us if you're feeling particularly tight. Or you can bring your hands out in front of you, and as long as you can maintain that long spine, you can start to crawl the hands forward. But please remember, meet your body where you are today. Everyone's going to be different. It might be just plenty for you to keep your hands back. Flex your feet. Good. And then find your breath again. Notice the neck. Bring the chin in slightly so that you have what we call Jala Bandha, which is a chin lock. And that keeps the neck in better integrity. So don't lift the chin and try to extend that way. But draw the chin in, lift your chest, and then breathe and move from there. 3 more breaths. Taking this time to slow down and take care is just so valuable. All right, and then wherever you are, we'll come back and then just draw the legs together, stretch them out in front of you. Give your legs a little shake out. Give them a little shake out. I'm gonna turn to the side so that I'm on my mat lengthwise. And then just bring your hands back here with your legs out in front of you. And then just start to circle through your ankles. It's not something we do a lot. Well, you do if you take my class, but if we're not doing yoga a lot, we don't take care of our feet very often. So we'll spend a little time on that too. We don't want our body parts to be jealous today. We're gonna get to everything. And then let's circle the other way. Nice big circles. Do you notice one ankle that might be tighter than the other? Just notice it. A lot of old injuries pop up when we do this. And then let's point and flex your feet. So pointing and flexing, noticing again which one is easier for you to do that. For me, my right one has a lot of old injuries that pops up, and I'm aware of it when I do these practices. But it has gotten stronger, you know. When you pay attention, you do yoga, you're barefoot a little bit more, your feet get stronger. Very good. And then just give your legs a shake. Give them a shake. Okay, so let's make our way onto your back. We'll be in a Shavasana position. Keep your strap or whatever you're using as a strap close by. And I want you to notice when you lie down, notice if your shoulders are crawling up by your ears, and if they are, walk them down the length of the spine, and then lift your shoulders so you can pull your right shoulder blade underneath you, and then your left one underneath you. So you get nice and open across your chest. If your chin is jetting up, place a little blanket or a towel right behind your head so that your neck is much more neutral. Close down your eyes and just notice the body parts touching the ground. Does the right one touch more than the left? Is there a heaviness on one side of the body over the other? So just notice that. Your body's constantly giving you information. Breathe into the belly, so take full, deep breaths. We call this breath diaphragmatic breathing, which is just deep belly breaths. And this is the basic way to breathe. And just by connecting to this breath a few times a day will improve your stress level, digestion, and sleep. So expand your belly like your belly is doing the breathing. Let it expand like a balloon on the inhale. And then as you exhale, it gently just empties out and squeezes in and back. Take 3 more breaths like that. Inhale, full lungs, full belly. Exhale, empty out. Squeeze the navel towards the spine gently. Good. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And then bend up the knees. Place the soles of the feet down onto your mat. So we're going to work a little differently than we normally do, you guys. So just pay attention. We get sometimes caught up in the same sequence and then we check out mentally. So with your feet on the floor, just pull your right knee into your chest. Interlace the fingers below the right knee and keep your left foot on the floor. Squeeze into the right hip. Relax your shoulders. And then switch sides. Right foot down, left knee in. Interlace below the knee and squeeze into the left hip. And then we're just going to go back and forth from a bent leg position. So left foot down, right knee in. Exhale as you squeeze in. Right foot down, left knee in. Exhale as you squeeze in. And just keep going back and forth. This is going to really help the lymphatic system. We're stimulating those glands right in the hip. Moving lymph, which is good for the immune system, energy, detoxification, and also really good for digestion. So we're just stimulating the ascending and descending colon by going back and forth. Good. Keep that going, just keep going. And then the next time that your right knee is in, we'll pause there. Squeeze the right knee into the hip and then straighten that left leg all the way down onto the mat, like you're standing on it. Remember, you don't want it to go to sleep. You're not hanging out. Flex your foot, firm the muscles in that left leg. Start to circle the right ankle, big circles, like you're drawing a circle with your big toe. Mine's cracking like crazy. You might notice that too. That's a good thing. And then go the other direction. We're moving air out of the joints, which helps with arthritis and inflammation. Relax the ankle, and then we'll move into the right hip, right thigh. So just circle in the right hip. Nice, gentle circles, as big as feels comfortable for you. The hip joint is the largest joint we have in the body, so there's a lot of room for range. But if you're feeling really tight, you hold a lot of stress there, you may not feel like you have a lot of range. So just again, meet your body where it is. And then let's go the other direction. And also, being that it's the largest joint, there's also opportunity to hold a lot of stress there in those tissues, because they're the largest muscle groups we have as well. One more big circle. And then let's reach down for the strap and just loop it around the instep of your right foot. So you might be really tight in your hamstrings, you guys, so lower the leg a little bit. Let it move away from you until you can get a nice straight leg comfortably without making funny faces. Flex both feet, relax your shoulders and your neck. And then we're just going to start to bring the leg a little closer to you on your inhale. And then on your exhale, let it move away from you. So start to take that subtle, gentle movement forward and back. It's a really nice way to gently open up those tight tissues in the back of the leg. Kind of a massage. And then now you probably have a good idea where you are. Go ahead and find a place that just feels like a good stretch. Now, even though we're working the legs, we're still very aware of the shoulders and the neck. This is important. Don't let the shoulders take over. Let them relax. This is all about the legs right now. Draw your chin in and down. And breathe into the back of that right leg for 3 full breaths. Bringing back that diaphragmatic breathing. And then take a hold of the strap into the right hand and bring the right leg all the way out to the right, and left arm reaches all the way out to the left. And be sure your left leg is active. Flex the foot. And breathe deep and full. And then on your next in-breath, bring the leg back up through center. And then we'll take the strap into the left hand. Go slow with this one. Reach the right arm out to the side. Try not to bend your right knee. Keep it active, keep it straight, and start to cross the body. You're really going to feel this on the outer hip into the low back region. A place where we all get pretty tight. Now, if you notice the right shoulder wants to lift up, just gently root it back down. Just do the best you can to keep your chest square towards the ceiling. Good, one more big breath here. And then on your next inhale, lift the leg right back up. And then release the strap and squeeze that right knee back into your chest for a moment. Bend the left knee, place the left foot back onto the mat. And then you're going to interlace the hands around that right foot stirrup grip, going into a half happy baby pose. You're going to pull that thigh right alongside the ribs on the right. Now this is a good time to use the strap if you can't quite get your fingers interlaced beyond the foot. So you could always use the strap. And just pull down. So make sure the sole of your foot is facing up towards the ceiling. The ceiling. I see this so often that the foot kind of faces out in front of you. That's not it. And then put that thigh bone like you're going to put it on the floor, right alongside your right ribs. It's a really good hip opener. One more breath here. Very nice. And then we'll release that. Just cross the right foot right over the left knee and flex your right foot. This is a figure 4, or like kind of on our way to pigeon pose. Make sure the right foot is not sickling, but you want the ankle to be straight. Anchor the small of your back down. So I want you to really take away that natural curve in the low back. Flatten the back, and then take your right hand to the right thigh and push it gently away from you. You should feel that in the front of the leg, right where the leg attaches to the body. This is a great place to stay if you're feeling particularly tight in the hips today. Or you can interlace the hands beyond your left thigh by lifting your legs up, thread your hands between your legs beyond your left thigh, and then let the head and shoulders relax. Gently pull the left knee towards your left shoulder as you press the right knee away from your right shoulder. Very nice. And then just uncross the legs. Draw your both knees into your chest. And then take your knees, drop them all the way over to the left and reach the right arm out to the right. So you're just taking a gentle twist here. And breathing and try to relax. Twisting is also very good for digestion and also tension on the mental level as well as the physical level. And then good, let's bring the knees back up through the center and then place the soles of the feet down onto the mat. And bring your left knee in. Interlace the fingers below your left knee and extend your right leg long onto your mat. Flex your foot. Circle the left ankle. Nice and slow, not like you're just trying to hurry up and get it done. You're taking the time to really be aware and listen to what's going on in your body. And then circle the other way. There is so much wisdom in your body, and we just don't listen enough to what it's telling us. We're so quick to take a pill or, mask it somehow. And then we create further problems when we do that. Let's relax the ankle and then move into the hip. Nice and gentle. I'm not saying you should suffer through pain. That's not what I'm saying. But we should pay attention to the body's signals a little bit more. Find the root cause. And then let's go the other direction, nice and gently. Then squeeze down into the hip. And then let's take that strap and we'll loop it around the left instep. Shaila. Come over here. Come say hi to everybody. Hi. Alright, so moving to the left leg, you guys. Make sure you find your stretch that's suitable. Keep the legs straight and firm. And then start to move the leg away from you and towards you. So just gentle forward and back movement. Do you notice a big difference from this side to the other? I definitely do. Okay, then find your, your manageable stretch. Hold it. Again, relax those shoulders and the neck. Flex your feet. Very good. And let's take that strap into the left hand. Right arm reaches out to the right and take your left leg all the way out to the left. Once you're in the pose, find your breath again. Don't let your mind take off in all different directions. It's like doing a mental push-up. I love that. You're training your mind to be more present, to concentrate, to be aware. Let go of the thoughts that keep coming in and out. 90% of those thoughts are crap anyway. So, don't let them take over. Just gently notice them and then go back to your breathing and your sensations. Good, and then let's inhale, bring the leg back up, take the strap into the right hand, and then take your time here. You might go a little, or you might go a lot. It depends on what kind of feelings you're getting in that outer hip. Some of us are really tight there, so go easy. No need to force it into a deep stretch that your body's not ready for. That doesn't make any sense. Then it becomes counterproductive at that point. We have 2 more breaths here. So just try to relax. Breathe through the discomfort. Because it will change. And then on your next inhale, come back up nice and gently. Release the strap. Squeeze that left knee into your chest. Remember your shoulders are relaxed. And then take the right foot to the floor and cross the left ankle right. Oh, I forgot that, didn't I? Half happy baby. Yes, I did. Okay, thank you, Mark. Interlace your hands or use the strap around your left foot for half happy baby. And you could keep your right foot on the floor. A little stronger, you can extend the right leg long. I like to keep it on the floor. So just pulling that thigh bone right alongside the ribs, avoiding the ribs. And the strap is a great tool here. And then if your right foot's not on the floor, put the foot on the floor and then cross that left ankle over the right knee, flex your foot. Okay, then again, take away that space in that lumbar area, that low back, by gluing your back to the floor. So you'll feel your sit bones start to lift up a little bit. Press down, keep that, and then press your left thigh away from you. And of course, you could stay right here if this is just a way better stretch for you. Or you can lift your legs and interlace between the legs beyond your right thigh. You might want to just glance down at your right knee and see where it is in line with your right shoulder. So where is it? Is it more towards the center of your body? If it is, bring it out towards the right and then pull towards the right shoulder. Push the left knee away from the left shoulder. This can be pretty strong. Don't be surprised if you're feeling a lot. Very good. And then let's hug those knees into your chest. And then now we'll take the knees and drop them to the right, taking that twist. Try to relax, breathe deeply and fully with steadiness and ease. come back up. Now we'll do some frog circles. So bring the hands to the front of the knees and then circle the knees out and around and back together. So we call these frog circles. Circling in the hips. And then go the other direction. Good, and then let's roll over onto one side and then gently push yourself up and come onto hands and knees. So if you need a little more cushion for your knees, you can place that blanket or towel underneath the knees. And then place the knees underneath your hips and your hands directly underneath your shoulders. And we're gonna move through a few cat-cows here. So as you inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart through the arms, and just lift the head as much as you can comfortably. As you exhale, push the floor away, round the spine, chin towards the chest, moving the shoulders away from each other. And continue that on your own, inhaling and exhaling. And if this just doesn't feel good for you, if you are dealing with things like frozen shoulder or just have minimal range, you can just take a child's pose, resting the arms all the way back alongside the body, letting the shoulders roll forward. So always feel free to take that pose anytime. Let's take 2 more rounds of cat-cow if you're with me. And then we will all meet in child's. So if you can't bring your arms out in front of you above your head, then let them rest alongside your body, forehead down. And then just roll through the forehead. Just go side to side, massaging the forehead. Just move the head side to side, using the ground to release the tension in the forehead. There's a lot of stress there that we hold. Very good, and then we'll gently come up into a tabletop position again. We're going to work with the wrist. Everything from the shoulder down affects the shoulder and the neck. So the wrist and the elbows, all this affects what's going on above here. So we're kind of working the shoulders, but in a roundabout way. So let's bring the fingers, face them out to the side, and you want the heels of your hands on your mat and the fingers facing out off the mat. Shifting to the right and shifting to the left. So just going side to side a few times, checking out what you're feeling. And you're actually getting those shoulder blades to become more mobile. They should be moving like a cat. And that's gonna unlock some of that tight tissue that gets stuck there. Good. And then come back to center, and now we'll move the fingers all the way around to face the knees. So you may have to walk your knees in a little closer to make it more accessible. That's okay. Then when you're ready, you kind of figure out where you're at, you can walk the knees back a little bit to create more of a stretch. And then you can either just stay right here, it might be a lot for you, or start to move the hips back, starting to lift the heels of your hands up just a little bit, and then move back forward towards the wrists. So we're gonna move back towards the heels, forward towards the wrists. I'm just doing that, on your own a few times. Notice which forearm and wrist feels the most sensation. Just take note of it. Your body is always speaking to you in this language of sensation. This is what we want to listen to. Good. And then let's move the hands around. That's going to really feel achy. It's normal. Okay, do you guys have blocks, I hope, or something like it? We're going to take Vajrasana, which is just stacking the blocks right in between your heels. You could use 1, 2 blocks, or no blocks sitting on your heels. Depends on how you feel. If you don't want to take this pose, you can also do this in a seated position in a chair if you don't have, or take a cross-leg position, you know, whatever is comfortable for you. And then we're just gonna circle out the wrists. After that, that's gonna feel good. Make a light fist, not too tight, and just circle the wrists. Good, and then go the other way. And then shake out the hands. Good, and then one of my new favorites here, and I'll face you, is interlacing the hands, giving your elbows together, and just circle like a figure 8s. And this is really awesome way to get in the wrist a little bit deeper. And then go the other way. Kind of requires a little coordination too. Good, and then shake those out. Shake out the hands. Let's move into toe crunch. Bring your knees together, curl your toes under. If you're using a block, just place it off to the side. And then start to move the hips back and forth towards your wrist. Back towards the heels and the toes, forward towards the wrists. Take that a few times. And then stay back there. Use the hands on the floor to push your hips a little heavier. That might be just perfect for you, or you can start to move towards a little bit stronger by sitting on your heels with your toes curled under. Taking care of our feet. We're actually breaking up some of that tight fascial tissue that gets created from wearing shoes all the time. So this might be really sensitive for you if it's been a while. And I know most of you take my class regularly, but since this class is recorded, you know, I might be getting people that are doing yoga for the first time or just haven't done it in a while. So you're probably like, Cherie, we do this all the time. What are you talking about? So it's just to try to reach other people. Okay, let's take another full breath here. And then let's come forward and go ahead and uncurl the toes and give them a little tap out. Oh, it should feel good. And then if you're using the blanket, you can leave it or you can remove it, and then lower yourself down to your belly. And we're gonna come into Sphinx pose. Prop yourself up on your forearms, spread the fingers, elbows underneath your shoulders, and legs active. This may or may not be comfortable for your shoulder, so if it's not, you can just bring the forehead onto your hands, or just lie flat, or take child's. Just do whatever you can do. But just keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. And then we're going to work through the neck here a little bit too. I love this one. Lift up across your chest, and isometrically, hands will press down and pull back slightly towards your hips. So you feel your chest reaching forward, your legs are reaching back. This is a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, let the head drop
Slide the shoulder blades towards each other and let the head hang. And then inhale, press into the forearms, lift your chest, pull your hands back slightly. And then exhale, lower the head. We're going to add in the leg. So inhale, come up and float your right leg up, but don't let the right hip lift up. Just stretch back through your right toes, reach through the chest. Exhale, lower the leg and lower your head. Go into the other side. Inhale, lift up and float your left leg up. Stretch back like you're trying to touch a little button on the wall. And then exhale, lower down. And let's do that one more time to either side. Inhale, lifts you up, right leg lifts. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up, left leg lifts. And exhale, lower down. Good. And then come all the way down and stack the hands underneath your forehead. Bend your knees up and just windshield wiper your legs. Just release any tension in the low back. And then stretching the legs back. Let's move into the shoulder stretch that we always do. And don't worry if you can't do this, you will eventually. Left arm is going to reach out to the side. So I want the left hand flat, and the left hand in line with the elbow, elbow in line with the shoulder. Start to walk that arm out, and then you might come to a screeching halt. That might be it. Some of you might be able to stack your hips, stack your shoulders, and let the head relax. This is going to be very strong for some of you, but it's quite therapeutic, so I encourage you to keep trying this, and eventually you'll be able to do it. A little goes a long way in yoga, so we say that love is in the details, so the smallest little things will make a big difference. So if you're just able to go a little bit, that's big actually. And then let's make our way onto the belly. Take your time. You might feel achy and sore after that. And then stretch the right arm out and do the same thing. And again, I just want to make sure that you understand. I know this could be really intense for some people, so just be really gentle and just know that it will change, it will heal. Given you plenty of time to explore that pose. Let's just take another full breath there. And then when you're ready, complete with that, roll back onto your belly. And let's sweep the arms alongside the body, palms face up. And then let's inhale, lift everything up. Lift the shoulders, lift the arms, lift your chest. And try to lift your thighs up. And then as you exhale, lower down. So you might go up just a little or a lot. Inhale, come up. Keep breathing as you lift. And then the exhale takes you down. This is so good for the posture. Okay, building strength in the back line of the body. One more time. And then exhale, down. Good. Slide the hands under the shoulders. Push yourself back into child's pose. And then one more with a different variation. So come back onto your belly, take the strap and place it right on your low back. Just drape it along the low back. So very similar to what we just did, but we're just gonna bring in the strap. Okay, so depending on your range, the hands can be right alongside your hips, kind of nestled nice and tight close to your hips, palms face up, holding onto the strap. Or if you have more range, you can slide your hands closer together on the strap. Okay, so try to pick a place that's suitable for you. And then as you inhale, you're gonna try to split the strap, like pull the strap, and then lift everything up off the floor. So it's like you're trying to break the strap. Pull on it, lift up, go up. And then exhale, lower down and turn your head to the right. Relax your shoulders, relax everything. And then bring your chin back forward again. We'll do that again. Hold on to the strap, maybe slide your hands closer or further apart, depending on what you need. And then inhale, lift up. Everything comes up, pull on the strap. Neck is long. And then exhale, lower down and turn your head the opposite way and relax. And then take the strap, place it off to the side, push yourself back to a child's pose. Maybe the arms drape alongside your body, forehead down. And then if you're with me, you can also just stay in child's for a few more breaths. It's actually really nice. Or come into a downward facing dog. So hands will place underneath your shoulders, curl your toes, lift your hips, and press your chest through the arms towards your thighs. But you know, if you're really dealing with some terrible pain in your shoulder, you may not be able to do down dog yet. It's okay, just stay in child's. And then if you are in child's pose, we're gonna make our way into a forward fold. So if you're in down dog, walk your hands back towards your feet and just pause into a nice little forward fold here. Soften your knees, relax the head, shake it out a little bit. And then let's bring the hands on your hips if you can. Elbows back, press down through the feet and rise with a nice flat back. And here we are standing. Okay, so one of my favorite for the shoulders is right out of the series, Pawanmuttasana series, the rheumatic series, just health of the shoulders. You may or may not be able to do this, depending on your shoulders, but we're gonna do our best. So bring the fingers in front of your shoulders, thumbs behind. And if you can only do one, just do one, right? Then bring your elbows together in front of you. And then as you inhale, lift the elbows up. Don't lose connection with your shoulders. Exhale, pull them back and down. So make a big range. If you're only doing a little bit, that's a lot. Okay, so you might be looking like this. Or you might be looking like this. You know, if you have a gimpy arm right now, you might only just do one. If you can do big circles, do big circles. So do what you can. Inhale up, exhale back and down. And then we're just gonna reverse it. Elbows out to the side, up, forward and down. This could be little, like this, little circles. You gotta start somewhere, or big. Good, one more big circle, or little one. And then relax the arms. Good, give your arms a little shake. And actually, I'm gonna have you bring yourself into a little more of a shake, because this helps to break up stagnation in the body and the musculature, also energetically. And it's good for lymphatic. So I'm gonna have you just bounce your heels.
Bounce your heels and get your body shaking. This is actually really, really good for us. And if you want to take it up a little bit more, you can really get a bounce going, but don't feel like you have to do that to get the benefits. So just let your heels kind of bounce out a little bit. And let the shoulders go. Let them relax. And then maybe get a little bit of a sway here. Get your arms swaying. Let go of the tension. And then slowly come to a standing Tadasana. Feet underneath the knees, knees underneath the hips, hips underneath the shoulders, and right underneath the ears. Palms roll forward, roll the shoulders back and down. Okay, so this next one is so good for the neck and the shoulders. Do your best. I'm going to face you. Take your right hand and just start to slide it to the back. Like, I guess I have to turn around. Palm face out. So you might only go to here. You might be able to slide your hand all the way up your back. Wherever it is, it is. Okay? And then from there, just drop your left ear, left shoulder. So similarly than we did this morning already in the beginning of the practice. And then turn your chin towards your left shoulder. And again, your right hand's going to be wherever you can get it. And try to relax the muscles around the neck and the shoulder. Good. And then coming back up through center. Nice. Release that arm. Give it a little shake. And then allow your right hand just to dangle in front of you. And then just draw little circles, little circles. And then go the other way. This is right out of therapy. If you've ever had any kind of shoulder therapy, this is what they do, but they make you hold on to a weight and do these little circles. Good, and then come up, shake your arms out a little bit. And then we'll do that on the other side. So for me, this side is really tough. And I'm mirroring you, but it's actually my right side. So you might have one side that's a lot different than the other. So just find out where you're at on this side. Slide it up as high as it'll go comfortably. And then let your right ear, right ear come to your right shoulder. Yeah. And then you can turn your chin towards the shoulder. Such a good stretch. This is where we are chronically holding so much stress, so much tension. Gently coming back up, release that arm gently, let it hang out in front of you and just do these little circles, kind of like a pendulum. Just gonna let it circle one direction and then the other. Good, and then coming up, give your arms another little shake. And then we'll take it wide on our mat. Take the legs out wide. And then turn your right toes to face towards the short edge of your mat. Either hands on your hips or just let the arms relax. Bend into the right knee. So hands on hips or arms relaxed. And then we'll move into straight arms. If you can only do one, just do one. Or hand on your hip, whatever you can do. Okay, reaching the arms out wide to the best of your degree. And then inhale, press to stand. And you might only bring one arm up towards the ceiling, touch the palms above your head, let the head drop back. And then exhale, bring the arms out to the side. Good, 2 more times. Inhale up, reach up. And then exhale, sink into that right hip. And last time, inhale up. And exhale, hold here. Whatever you need to do with your arms. Then let's all bring the hands into the heart center. Look at your right knee and make sure it's tracking over the center of your foot. Bend your knee a little deeper, sink into the hips. Good. Now place the right forearm on your thigh. Bring the left hand to your waist. Start to bring your right ribs underneath you more so you get your shoulders to stack. Watch your knee. This might be it for you, or you can start to sweep this left arm over the ear and create a nice long stretch on that left side body. Try not to collapse on that arm, but use your leg strength and your core strength to stay lifted so you're light. You feel a sense of lightness. And then inhale, come up. Bring the hands to the heart, straighten out the leg. Turn your right toes in, turn your left toes out. And then same thing, so you can keep your hands together right here at the heart, or you can bring your arms out or one arm out. And you can also just straighten the leg as you inhale, taking the arms away, or bring the arms up, touch the palms above your head, let the head drop back. Exhale, open wide and bend your knee. Again, you can just do that on your own, or you can just keep the hands at the heart as you move just the legs. Maybe you let the arms go for now. You could do one arm, you know. Again, you're just meeting yourself where you are. Last time, and hold. Watch the knee. Bring the hands to the heart, if they're not already. Bend into that front knee a little deeper. Ooh, hello legs. Then take the forearm on your thigh, left forearm on the thigh. Right hand to the waist. Maybe that's where you stay, or you just bring it alongside the body. That's fine. This is perfect right here. Keep moving your left ribs underneath you, or you can start to stretch that right arm over the ear. Wherever you are is perfect in this moment. Breathe. Most important is that you're breathing. Good. And then from here, so listen carefully. You're going to look down, frame your foot, your left foot with your hands, roll up onto your back toes, and then just place your back knee down for a low lunge. You can keep the toes curled under, or you can uncurl the toes and press into the tops of the toes. Either way, you're creating some muscle energy in that leg. And then we'll come back into Ardha Hanuman. So flex your toes, bring your hips back, and just hover over your back leg. Flex those toes, lift your chest. Good, and then come back into low lunge, take a moment there. And then let's come back into tabletop, hands and knees. Start to circle the hips around in a nice gentle way. Just releasing any tension, low back and hips, and then go the other way. And then now your right foot's gonna come forward, so just place it in front, in between your hands. Let your hips just sink down a little bit. So now you're in a low lunge on the other side.
then we'll come back into what we call Ardha Hanumanasana, which is a half split pose. Basically, it's just a hamstring stretch. Fancy name. Flex your toes, create some energy in that leg, and lift your chest. Breathe. And then come back into that low lunge. And then back into tabletop, hands and knees. And then again, circle the hips. You could do very little subtle circles or really big and dynamic. It just depends on where you're at. And then we're lowering all the way down to the belly. Cobra pose is another one of those poses that's good for the shoulders and the neck. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders if you can. If you can't do this today, it's okay. Elbows wrap in towards your ribs. And then just inhale, peel the chest up without making this a push-up. It's not a push-up. You're using your back and leg strength. So your hands actually can float up. So actually take your hands away. Lift your chest a little bit more, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then lower down. Good. We're gonna roll onto the right side. Right side, let me mirror you. And you're just going to kind of hang out here. So, and again, you may or may not be able to do this today. Just do your best. Child is always there, or you can lie on your back and just breathe. But I'm gonna get my elbow underneath my shoulder. And what this is doing, just so you know, is targeting the serratus muscle, that long muscle on the side, into the teres minor and major in the shoulder. So this is a really important line of muscles for the health of the shoulder. So that's why we're gonna get into this a little bit. Keep your elbow where it is, but move your hips away from that elbow, and then just allow your shoulder to shrug up by your chin or your face, and let those ribs extend down towards the mat. So you want to essentially relax there. It is strong, so if you have to make it a little bit more conservative, walk your hip back in, do that. Make your adjustments. I actually find that the blanket is nice for my hips here, so you might want to add in a little more cushion. Okay, and then just try to let your head relax if you can. Working things in stages always. So if you'd like, you could stay right here, or a version of this. You could also extend your top leg out in front of you, relax it, and bend up your back knee, grab your foot, hold on to the foot, and let the foot just hang in your hand. And then relax even more. Yeah, that for some reason makes it a lot stronger. So this may not be for everybody for sure. But you know, some of us might need to go there to actually feel the stretch. Very good. Okay, if you have the foot, release it. Just roll onto your belly. Bring the hands underneath your forehead, relax. And then we're gonna roll onto the other side, on your left side. This side might be totally different. Okay, so again, just to point some things out, I would rarely say slouch, right? But we've named this slouchy pose because it's actually the one time that you kind of sink a little bit, because you're really wanting these muscles underneath here to relax. Do something nice with your head, just let it relax. move the hips away or a little bit closer. Find your place. Explore it. And then extend your top leg if you're going there. Grab the bottom foot. It's totally optional. These muscles here that we're targeting are so important for the health of the shoulders. Get very tight in this region, the intercostal muscles. They get pretty sticky and affect our breathing. Whatever position that's comfortable for you, stack your hands or bring the arms back. And just take a moment, a moment to breathe and to feel what kind of things you feel. Different things pop up, different sensations, maybe emotions. And then we're going to slide back, one last child's pose, this time's with the arms all the way back, forehead down. All right, lovely job. So now we're going to make your way onto your back and we'll take a supported bridge here. So use your block, slide the block underneath your hips. And I want you to just put it on the baby level. You know, there's different levels, baby, mama, and big papa there. So we're just gonna settle down on the baby level for right now. And then straighten the legs out in front of you. So it's gonna be a really nice, gentle, supported back bend. See how you're feeling there. And if you want to, you could take it up to the mama level. Flip it up on its side, a little stronger. But let's just stay between those two, baby and mama. And then just breathing into the whole front line of the body. And then we'll go ahead and take a supported shoulder stand. So just let your legs stretch up towards the ceiling. And it's almost like you're just hanging your legs up for a little bit here. They should be somewhat relaxed. You're not over efforting to keep them there. And this is wonderful, you guys, for circulation, digestion, foggy brain, the heart muscle. We're getting this floodgate of fresh oxygenated blood to the upper area of the body. And most of our important glands are in this area, organs and things like that. So what a great pose to do every day. And there's a little bit of a dichotomy too, where you get this little burst of energy, but in a very relaxed way. So it's more of a grounded energy. We'll be here for a little bit longer. You could also go into a plow pose. Those of you that have that in your practice regularly, I'm gonna stay right here, but you know who you are. If you'd like to do plow and then shoulder stand, go for that. But those of you that are here with me, you just relax, maybe even circle out your ankles a little bit. Really enjoy this very nourishing pose. And can you relax your neck a little bit more? I just caught myself. I noticed my shoulders were kind of tightening up. So relax them consciously. Good. And then our very last pose before Shavasana is going to be fish, which is also good for the shoulders, the neck. Do what you can. Release the block. And bring your hands underneath your hips a little bit, palms facing down. Walk your elbows in just slightly, and then extend your legs out in front of you. So all you're going to do is bend your elbows, lift your chest, push into the arms, push into the elbows, and come to the crown of your head. So you might be able to do a little bit of this, or none of it at all today, and that's okay. But moving in this direction, lift your heart more, look back. It's very good for the shoulders, for the neck. And then we will all find Shavasana. You made it. So take a moment to get comfortable here. Maybe open up the legs and arms a little wider. And just notice, I just want you to observe how you feel after doing that work. And it's always good to give yourself this, moment of being grateful for what you can do. Even if you weren't able to do half of this class, at least you were able to do something. And that's a start. Especially if you're dealing with certain kinds of injuries and things like that. So let yourself relax in this success of your practice. It is important to rest in Shavasana for at least 5 minutes, longer if you have it. This is where your body does its healing work and everything returns to normal. It's processing the information that you gave it. So allow some space for that. Officially end the practice now. I want to thank you all for being here today once again. This class will be recorded. If you want to go and take it again, it'll be available for you. And share it maybe with someone you think could benefit from the shoulder love. Thank you so much. Enjoy your Shavasana and your weekend. And give yourself some rest. If that's what your body's requiring, it's asking for it, give it. Namaste.